Guys, we got ourselves some breaking news in the crypto space, and so today, no time for comedy, but three major things have just happened. There's been a major warning for the Deutsche Bank. Second of all, Binance's spot trading just went down. And third of all, is that Nasdaq is going to launch crypto custody services in the second quarter of this year. Now, something additional is that the trade that I described to you guys later last night, it is popping off like crazy, so even that I will showcase to you guys in this video. Anyway, like I said, today there's been massive fear over Binance. Initial analysis indicates matching engines encountered a bug on a trailing stop order, a weird one, recovering in about 30 to 120 minutes-ish, waiting for more precise ETA. Deposits and withdrawals are paused as a SOP, standard operating procedure. Alright guys, but before we move on, make sure you press that like button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 likes on one video, and I try my best to get to the news as soon as possible before anybody else. Again, this stuff is fresh. And also one question for y'all. What country are you watching this video from? Just interested. But the funds are safe. And that comes after, Binance about an hour ago tweeted out this. We are aware of an issue impacting spot trading on Binance. All spot trading is currently temporarily suspended. And this is honestly, I think one of the first times I've seen that happen over on Binance. And I wouldn't be too surprised if this single-handedly took the crypto market down a notch. Because all that fear surrounding Binance, going away, going down, or stopping something, it's definitely a very big piece in the crypto market. Then again, we gotta give our props, a little clap, to CZ for being so ridiculously quick with all the updates. And so in approximately 60 minutes, things will be fine again. Right now, again, it says right here, engine 1 is back online and deposits have been enabled, but they're still working on getting everything fixed. Again, this is right now as we speak and ongoing. So guys, make sure you press that like button as I'm trying my best to get this news out to you guys as soon as possible. Then our next topic on the chopping block is the Deutsche Bank. Right now, it is going absolutely crazy in terms of fear, and you can see it's getting millions of views over on Twitter. Here, Holger says Deutsche Bank shares slump about 15% in resurgence of European bank worries. Latest bout of stress comes days after Credit Suisse rescue. Then a little bit later, Deutsche Bank's credit default swaps, which represent insurance of its bondholders against a potential default, spike as banking doom is back in Europe. Markets price 31% default probability for Deutsche Bank sub-bonds and 60% for senior Deutsche Bank paper. Again, even investing.com is right now screaming it out because the Deutsche Bank shares are plummeting. So guys, even though I don't want to be the bearer of bad news and spread FUD around, this is something to be afraid of because if Deutsche Bank falls, there's no recovering from this anymore.
Been talking all morning about how we see weakness in European banking, and once again that is weighing on the European stock story. Let's focus in on what we're seeing there, because Deutsche Bank certainly to the forefront here. It is the worst performing of these banks this morning. Deutsche Bank down by 11.1%, as you can see, intraday. What is driving this? Well, some of our colleagues linking the moves we're seeing in CDS here and suggesting we've seen a spike up in CDS. Deutsche Bank shares slumping as CDS jumps. So this is the cost of insuring against default over at Deutsche Bank. As we head into the weekend, a sense that investors are trying to de-risk portfolios perhaps and wary of what can happen over weekends, as we've seen over recent ones.
And in that same nature, Watcher Guru just posted that the US banking turmoil can't be contained, Moody has warned. Anyway, like I've already stated many times in the past, what you're seeing right here on the banking front and even with the FUD over on Binance, it all does not really matter too much for the future of crypto, as I've already described, because things are still being worked on in the background. Guys, the reason I'm so extremely bullish on crypto is because I know the behemoths like BlackRock, and you can really go name a couple like Microsoft, which by the way is going crazy on AI, which is the next big wave. Anyway, you can see right here, the Nasdaq is launching a crypto custody service in Q2. What that is a custody service is basically a provider that holds money for you. And so the fact that Nasdaq is getting into this shows you, or should prove enough, this stuff ain't going nowhere. And even guys at the Nasdaq know their, index might just completely crash, but it does not matter because, well, they've got crypto to back themselves up, and they are preparing for the next big wave. And if you just think about it for a second, Nasdaq's one of their biggest competitors is this crypto stuff. But on the contrary, they know crypto stocks in time will do well, and especially the amount of money they can make with just holding crypto for people is going to be insane, which is why they are launching this. And now we have to dive into my trade. Please take a look at the video that I posted for you guys yesterday. What I described in it, let me actually quickly play you guys a clip from a video of earlier today. All right, guys, now a little update on the charts. Again, we still have ourselves our double top and the point where we decided to short at. I also yesterday described two very important zones here for you guys to watch out for. Again, what we described was we tried to short right here all the way towards this level at roughly $27.2 thousand. But there's a good chance that somewhere in the midst we're going to be facing a little bit of a hurdle, or basically the momentum is going to lower, which we've seen throughout this little journey here. Anyway, in my Telegram, I decided, hey, might be wise to actually stop our positions here at roughly 2802, which is roughly right there, and to potentially wait for yet another move. Now, I was not sure if things were going to move further down or upwards, which is what you have sometimes, but the moment we got back to this zone, again, short it. It works every single time exactly like I described, because this is a major hurdle that we need to get over. And worst case, guys, like I described, you actually have a stop loss closer towards the top here, because the moment that we get to this top, it will most likely break down again. We've only hit that point twice. All we're scared for is for a breakout above this barrier right there, above that like $29,000 or so, because that might mean some new price discovery, and that might mean your short is going to actually end up getting liquidated or just do really bad. In general, though, as long as it's not the case, these are very simple, I guess, easy trades to make, because the probability of going down lower is just that extremely high. Again, wearing a white shirt, not a green shirt, but hey. But just refer back to my video of yesterday where I described all the different details of my trading setup and exactly why I opened a short position here. You can see my target was officially reached already, and I should have actually exited the position, but all I'm saying, guys, is if you also want to trade like this, make sure you join Discord, because we're going to be sharing a lot of cool updates in there. I've also shared a couple of these updates over in the Telegram. You might also want to check that one out. Both of those have links down below. And again, the exchange I trade on myself is Bybit. I will also leave a link down below, and if there's any trouble, there will always be links for VPN down below as well, which that just might help you out. Just check it out for yourself though. As again, even though this might not be massive profit, it's only a couple $100. The principle here was most important. It was a very easy setup, and this can be replicated, and hopefully you guys learned something from it, even though it's not financial advice. Anyway, that was it for my quick little breaking news update, and I hope to see you guys again in another crypto video later today or tomorrow. Alright guys, but before we move on, I have partnered up with Brickken, and so in today's video, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what they do and why it's pretty amazing. Of course, you guys know, I'm always completely open and transparent, even if I'm partnered up. So let's give this a look. Over on the website, it states, raising public capital has never been smarter. In my own view, the easiest way to describe them is as a newer generation token offering or some sort of management platform, because you can basically create your tokens on here like never before in a very easy manner. Just to get back to it, again, I think their main purpose is that it can be difficult to create or to get your token to the market, and so they help in all the different processes in that. In the meantime, I think they've also raised upwards of $2 million, and it's quite logical because their purpose is honestly pretty smart. It's thought out well, and for as far as I can see, it's done beautifully. Again, you guys already know it, but if there's no team involved, if you can't see those faces, I'm always a little bit less excited about the longevity unless it's some sort of newer generation decentralized protocol like a decentralized exchange. But with these very heavily compliant new technologies, you need to see these faces. And so the fact they have a pretty huge team on here makes me pretty happy. Yeah, they've also launched their D app already, and from as far as I've read, they've already onboarded a couple of clients, which again, the D app here and the whole creation process, etc. is what you need their token for. As I said, they've already done a couple of public rounds as far as I believe, got themselves a couple thousand different investors, and they are still going on with their raise right now as we speak. But this round officially closes on April 1st, and afterwards there will most likely be a couple more rounds. Well, at least one for as I've seen, but then the price will be higher. So to go from 11 cents to 13 cents. Now again, guys, we always keep it completely transparent. I've been hearing about Brickken from multiple different parties, but when I checked through the investment list, I don't know many of the VCs that invested in Brickken. The only thing is, the purpose is quite clear, and it's a project from Spain, which is why I might not know all these names. I think on the scale of, 0 to freaking amazing, how good is the idea of what they're trying to build? It's extremely good. I'd say it's like a 9 out of 10. The only question I have, which I guess I should just ask them at some point, is how exactly does the compliance part work? Because they've said to be fully compliant in every way, shape, or form, and that part I do not know. But for any miscellaneous business out there, is this something worth checking out? Or potentially as an investor? Even though I don't give any financial advice. Is this worth looking into? I'd say surely. Then again, if this is something you're interested in, like always, don't wait too long because this round is closing in like 10 days from now and it will get more expensive. So even though you should always do your own due diligence and please don't buy anything just because I talked about it, I just think if they do their marketing well, they have some pretty juicy potential to pop off. Got themselves a couple of juicy launch pads, which is always nice. But again, thanks for partnering up Brickken, and let's continue on with the video. All right, and then some additional news which just came out today is that El Salvador will basically get rid of all their taxes in regards to income, property, capital gains, all that for technology innovations. The role that the US is not trying to play that we've covered over the last couple of weeks here, the US is just absolutely garbage in regards to accepting this new technological wave and making sure the people are properly supported. They've only been smacking us in the face like we have covered. Other countries like the UAE and El Salvador, they're taking the approach of let's make sure that all those guys that are trying to build massively build their headquarters here, or at least have some sort of appeal to come to us. Or more importantly, if they're already based here, that they do not go away, which has been one of the major issues the US has been facing. There was also some additional news yesterday that I did not get a chance to cover, and it was this right here, that the SEC issued an investor alert urging caution around crypto, citing that assets may not comply with US laws, which is the biggest irony of it all. Then again, at the same time, because I can talk about that for hours, but I don't think we need to, the US is launching an investigation into Credit Suisse and UBS for apparently violating Russian sanctions. But what I'll end off with here is that what's next is what a lot of people are saying is that they're going after Binance. Now that they've gone after the behemoth named Coinbase, maybe they're going to try and attempt to smack around Binance a little bit as well. I mean, this right here, I don't have it open anymore right now, but this right here, the Binance going down part might be the perfect entry for the SEC to state that this is market manipulation or this or that or this or that, and they might be going after them. It's just something to keep in the back of your head. Again, I still trust Binance. I still think they are awesome. I personally use Bybit for trading more, but hey, I still think the SEC going after them would be garbage. Then again, be prepared for anything because, well, the SEC seems to be crazy.